Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. If you see those container ships behind me, you know who I'm talking to. Eric from Sage News. Eric, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for having me on.
Good. Hey, I didn't ask before we started the recording button. Did you get that story pulled up?
I did.
Okay,
I've got the G captain one. Yep.
All right. Let's talk about this. We're going to talk about a spin on the news, and this has to do with the shipping industry. Primarily, this is only about shipping, the large shipping container rigs out of Oakland, the port of Oakland. So if you want to start with this, then I'll give you my commentary, Eric.
Yeah, let me pull this. So basically, out of the sfgate.com, they basically said that all those cargo ships sitting in the San Francisco Bay are going away, maybe forever.
Sounds dramatic. It sounds very dramatic.
It sounds like, oh my God, they're going away. We're not going to get our freight. It's gone. What's going on here? So that's not exactly true. So basically, the article kind of goes in and says that, hey, these ships are going to have to go 50 miles offshore. They're the same thing that they're doing in Los Angeles. They're wanting to do with these ships. I'm going to go ahead and snag screen real quick from you.
Yeah, go for it. Because it gets better from here, actually, guys.
Right. So basically, like I said, this was the title coming out of there, and it goes into basically say that previously joined on a queue of approximately the coast and anchored in the bay while awaiting their dock space. As of Monday, these vessels will instead receive an assignment time from the port and remain 50 miles offshore the coast while they wait outside a new zone named the Safety and Air Quality Area.
That sounds amazing, Eric. It sounds so nice, like they're doing something great for the environment.
Absolutely. I mean, I know I pick on your state, but I'm sorry.
Wait. Let's stop at that picture real quick. That picture looks, no, go back to the picture. Okay, perfect. Stay right there. So that picture looks really nice. These ships are sitting in very calm waters, right? They're not pristine waters, but they're calm. So do they have to run their motors to stay in position there?
No, a lot of times what they do in areas like this is they will drop anchor and they will kick on backup generators, which it's just like running an APU or a small generator, and that's for power and to keep refrigeration going on the refrigeration containers. But
okay, wait. I know what you're gonna say yet. So scroll down a little bit and let's find that spot of the article. What it says, this is gonna be so great. It talks about
designed an effort to burn. Okay, so the new process reduces emissions from vessels located near the Bay Area, and it allows more space between vessels, an important safety feature during winter storms. And the PMSA said in a statement to SFGate, the new procedure also enables vessels to slow stream across the Pacific, hereby reducing overall emissions through the journey.
So what's interesting to me is they're putting these ships offshore. And I think what they're thinking, because now they're going to have to be under full power because they've got to sort of stay. They don't want to get, go to sleep in the middle of the night and they get swept away with the current, right? So they're having to have they have to have their power on. And so they're actually burning more fossil fuels and all that good stuff, putting out more emissions out to ocean, out to sea, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. So it sounds really good. And possibly they think, okay, if you're out, not near the bay, those emissions are going out into nowhere, right? But it is interesting because it's like everybody going to Davos to talk about climate control, and they're all setting up in their own private jets, and they're burning more fuel. So it's almost like it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No, and it doesn't. And the situation that what they're not taking into account is when you're out in a current, you're going to constantly be running those engines to stay, to fight the current. When you're in anchor, you're kicking down to your generators. You also have a means to be able to get supplies. You also have a means to be able, if something happens, a medical situation, they can be taken care of. And these ships, they want to get this cargo off as fast as they can. They don't want to slow come in. They want to set their speed, get there, get unloaded, and go back. So the fact that we're basically doing this, it really doesn't affect, I can't see it, but then again, I'm not a scientist, the emissions, the way they're explaining it would be. So, I mean, the Port of Oakland says it reduces diesel emissions by 86% since 2005. I guess but you're still affecting the air.
Well, and so it sounds like California's went from 0 to stupid in 5 seconds with these things, because they're making it more difficult for the shipping companies to come in, anchor, and to have their stuff offloaded. So I'm just wondering, now we saw Oakland, the port of Oakland, explode in business when LA started having all of its issues. Now what I'm wondering is what's Washington going to look like? Because I'll bet you, because there's a port up there, and it's a big port. How many of these ships are going to start directing and going, the heck with Oakland, the heck with California? Let's just start offloading in Washington. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and that's something that they're going to do. Remember that the goal of the ship is to turn freight around as fast as possible. When you start to put all these restrictions on and time on and slow them down, they either have to charge more money or they have to find a faster port. Yep. So it becomes that situation that becomes that trade-off. If we want them to stay out there and travel slow and do this, well, they're going to they're going to offset that price of having to come in slower with the emissions rules.
Well, here's another thought. And for all the truckers out there and people that own trucking companies, freight distribution companies, all that stuff, start thinking this. If they start directing traffic up to Washington, first off, I don't know the answer. And guys, throw in the comment section below or share this with trucking groups all over the internet, especially Facebook, because I want to know these questions. I don't think Washington has the exact same emission standard for these semi-trucks as California does. Do they?
No, California's, although Washington does have some, California ports are probably the most restrictive in regards to emissions.
So it may behoove a freight company, they know these ships, to start, even though it's a little bit longer of a journey to Washington, start offloading them, and we can start getting massive amount of trucks from all over the US to Washington and start literally getting us the supplies that we want, we need, desire, faster than what California's doing, because it's almost like California's got this cute little bottleneck going on.
Yeah, and the issue I'm showing here is, and I understand their logic, but it would also be better just because you push it farther away, you're not solving the problems. Yeah. So this is the anchor area here that in the bay, and for the amount of ships that are anchored. And basically what they're doing is they're telling ships to sit out here. Like this one's coming into Oakland. He's doing like 1 knot. So right now he's probably just fighting the current. He's not making way. He's probably just fighting the current. And this is what basically Los Angeles has been doing. This is the Los Angeles area. This is their port. You can see the ships, everything that's circled, it means it's at anchor. This is the anchor area, but it's gotten so bad that there are literally ships waiting up here to go into LAX. Like this ship's waiting to go to LAX, and it's only doing 2 knots, so it's fighting the area. All the way down to this pile, which is basically down here near in the
New Mexico.
New Mexico. All these ships are waiting.
Pull up Washington real quick. Let's scroll back up to Washington. I want to see what's going on up there.
Perfect. All right. And Washington. Hang on, Stockton. And this is the Washington basically area. So a lot of times they'll come into this area and they like to kind of snuggle into here just because it's the current. So this one, let's see.
They keep warm, right? They keep warm doing that.
That and they stay out of current. Yeah. So basically you've got Vancouver. This is heading into Vancouver. And then this area, this is Vancouver. Let me get off that ship here. And this is basically heading down into Tacoma.
Yeah.
This is the anchor area. So this has also been, and then of course this heads down into Portland.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see it starting to fill up down there. I mean,
that could be a nightmare. That looks tight.
It is.
Yeah.
And the issue is like I said, and this is, if I pull all the way back, just so everybody knows, welcome to the world of logistics. And this is just container ships.
Yeah.
This is not anything else.
Well, and hey, with this being said, look at this map as a background. I want to call out to all shipping companies, all truck drivers, all ship captains and crews. Use this channel as a way to share. This is like a CB radio with truckers where they can share things on the road. And we want to bring you the most up-to-date stuff. Well, how do we get inspired? Well, Eric is a freight broker, so he has a lot of experience and used to drive truck. But we get a lot of our inspiration from you guys. So the comment section is so important. And Eric, you got a special email set up for this, for breaking news that we could break to the world and help people be warned and be prepared, right? What's that email address?
I do. We have Sage Ninja News at gmail.com. And that's Sage, SAGE, and then Ninja, of course, the ninja, news@gmail.com. And you guys are welcome to send any information to that one. I get a ton of emails into that one in regards to, more news or even questions or comments. And I usually take a look at them. I might not get to it right away, but I definitely will take a look at it and see what I can do.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually pin that this time in the comments section, Eric. I think that's a good idea. Let's get this thing fired up.
Absolutely. And just one more thing, if you don't mind me mentioning too, I have Falls channel, which I'm going to put out there too. If you want to have a little bit of a good time and get a little bit laid back, I'm working on Falls channel. So
if you haven't seen Fall, it's a good backup channel for Eric and what he's doing and trying to do for his family. And it's just a fun, Fall is a Muppet character that likes to talk about world events.
Absolutely. So I'll comment I'll put Falls comment in there, and then people can check that out also.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, I thank you so much for watching. Sage News and the Economic Ninja are out.